Alexa, turn on kitchen lamps. Alexa, mute the screen. Alexa, darken the screen.
Sorry, what device?
Alexa, darken your screen.
Sorry, I didn't find the device named screen.
Alexa, darken your screen.
Sorry, what device?
Alexa, turn on reading lamp 1. Oh, Brian.
Hello?
Hello. Who's that?
This is Brian Smith with
Hey, Brian. This is RJ Wilson. How are you this evening?
doing pretty good.
Good. I saw you jumped on, so I jumped on here too. The meeting, do you know the meeting starts at 7 tonight?
Oh, is it 7? Okay.
Yeah. Whenever I see somebody pop on, I figure, oh, they must think it starts at 6. So yeah, it starts at 7 tonight. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay, great. I'll call back.
Okay, sounds good. We'll talk to you then.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, Brian. Hey, Shannon.
Hi,
Hey, this is RJ. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Do you know that the meeting starts at 7 tonight?
Ah, I thought I saw somewhere it was 6 for Cub Scouts and 7 for.
Yeah, we did that back some time ago, like maybe last month or month before, where we started at 2 different times. But tonight's 7 for everybody.
Okay, well, then I can go back to what I was doing, I guess.
Okay, that sounds good. I saw you jumped on, so I just wanted to let you know. Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Hey, the meeting starts at 7 tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I see 7 in one place, and then I saw 6 in another place, and I wanted to jump on to be sure.
Yeah, I don't know where the 6 came from. I'm backtracking that because you're not the first person by any means. So
Well, there was an email. I clicked on a link in an email that said Cub Scouts 6 p.m.
it might have been something. Maybe it was something I sent. I'll go back and look. It was probably something I sent. I didn't change the title or something, probably.
Yeah. Oh, it just came from the Shawnee Trails and Call BSA email.
Huh. Let me.
It's Matt. It's Matthew Stoneman at
Oh,
scouting.org.
it's Matt. See, that's what we did 2 months ago. We did Cubs at 6 and Boy Scouts
Yeah.
at 7. And
Okay,
so
well-
you just didn't change the title. Yep.
Well, I saw it and just wanted to be sure. Okay, thanks. I'll get out of
Okay,
here.
no problem. We'll talk to you in an hour. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Hey, Mike.
Hi there.
Hey, apparently there was an email that went out that had 6 o'clock in the title, but the meeting starts at 7. I apologize. I'm
Okay.
texting Matt about it to let him know. So that was
Okay.
2 months ago where we did the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock thing.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot.
Okay, no problem. Talk to you later. Bye.
On his phone for Cub Scout stuff for you.
Hey, Don. Hi, Glenn.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
So the email that Matt sent today, it was from a couple months ago, the title. So we don't start at 6 tonight. We start at 7 tonight. And I apologize. And I'm texting him right now to let him know.
no, that's great. I looked at the flyer and I was like, oh, that says 6, but this one says 7. So, all right, cool. I'll be back in an hour. Thanks.
Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you, guys. And you're also welcome to stay, Don, if you just want to hang out.
Okay.
If you got nothing else to do.
I have nothing more important to do.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
So I got your message today. Did you see my response?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we're jam-packed tonight. Like we're going to go long, and but I'm going to mention something because Matt Thomas sent me an email too, and so I know it's important to you guys. So I'll make sure I just mention something, and then when I send the unit news next week, I will make sure I include all the stuff you send me in there.
Yeah. And right now, I just want people to know that training is coming up on the 21st because Matt Armstrong is going to publicize it and put it on Facebook and that. So it's just a matter of getting it out in front of the roundtables. So that's fine.
Yeah, did you, well, what was I going to ask you? I put a note about it in the unit or the roundtable bulletin too.
I saw that. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. So I put your email in there in case anybody wants to email you.
That's perfect.
Okay, all right. We'll plan on talking to you in about an hour then.
All right, you take care.
Okay. Thanks, Don. Hi, Andrew. Andrew, are you there? There you are. Hey, Matt's email today had 6 o'clock in the title, but that was from 2 months ago. we start at 7 o'clock tonight. I apologize for that. Oh, I can't hear you. You might be on mute. Let me look. No, it says that you're not on mute. For some reason, I'm not hearing you. It may be that your computer audio is not connected, Andrew. There you are. Now I hear you.
Yeah, I had to get my phone to allow Zoom to use my microphone.
Yeah.
But I got it. Yeah, I assumed so, but I just wanted to make sure. So
I'm glad you did. I apologize. I'm going to send him a note and make sure we check those titles.
well, no
Okay.
problem. I'll see you guys at 7.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks. See you later.
Okay. Bye.
Hello, RJ.
Hello, Alan. How are you?
Doing all right. That's a man that likes an early meeting.
Oh, I've been on here since about 6 o'clock when people started showing up because in Matt's email, he used the one from 2 months ago. Remember the meeting we had where one Cub Scout started at 6 and Scouts BSA started at 7. So people have been showing up since 6 o'clock. So I've just been like, can you please come back at 7? And that's why I'm sharing my screen right now that looks like tells people when it starts.
That's beautiful. All right.
So
well, then I will make myself scarce for a little bit.
you're fine. So whatever you want to do, I've just I've got my PowerPoint up here in a second. I will get out of this and I will make you the one of the presenters or the owner or whatever that is called.
The host. Well, I still have to go get Scouty.
Okay, all right. Take your time. I'll see you whenever. I'll work.
And that ceiling fan, I'm gonna have to put on my virtual background. Hang on.
Yeah. I got to get out of this so I can actually see you. Where are you? Close that.
See, full screen. Let me do my stop the video. Let me choose a virtual background.
There you are. I am making you co-host.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So you'll be able to take over. I will tell you that I've got the American flag on my screen so we can use it for the oath and law or for the Pledge of Allegiance. And
that's really good.
Okay. All right.
Let's see, which one do I want to use tonight?
Bring my shared window. There it is. So there you go. That's very nice.
It's one of the official Scouty images. So
I like that. I like that.
At least now you don't see all this other shenanigans of a ceiling fan and all the other stuff in the spare guest bedroom.
So I put the agenda up there. Can you see the agenda okay?
Yeah, it looks good. People are going to go, wow, avocados and limes. I'm getting hungry.
I know. It just happened to be the background choices that I had. So I was like, whatever, it's dinner time.
Sure,
Why
not? Why not?
So, and I did a little Zoom keeping there, got the American flag for you, and then my little recharter presentation that will take all of 3 minutes. So we should be good to go.
Okay.
I'm going to tell this thing to play, and then it should look real nice and pretty for you there.
Thank you very much. Let's see what monitor I've got mine set to here.
And if you want to take over and set your stuff up, you're welcome to.
Okay.
Because our people that were trickling in one at a time have kind of stopped showing up.
Well, yeah, because they probably would have been in until about 6:15 and then ducked it up from there.
That's about right. That's about right. I'm gonna make another. There you go.
All right, so how's that look for you?
That looks good. Looks good. Very viewable.
Yeah, it's all right.
And I put on the agenda that Glenda would do like the oath and law, but if she's not around, or I was just trying to break up the responsibilities between the two districts.
Sure.
So I'll probably do my first 3 slides here. You've got, so I'm thinking, do you want to put up the American flag on yours? And that way, when you take it after I get done kind of doing the Zoom keeping, you take it from there, and then you've got the American flag on your end?
Yeah, go ahead and send it to me.
Okay, I'll send it to you right now. If I can find it.
If I can find it.
There it is. Forward, send, share. I know it's called something. There it is. Send it to you in your mail. Alan Clark. On its way. Send it anyway. Okay, should be on its way.
Okay.
I'm going to look. Yeah, I can mute all. So, okay, that's probably what I'll be doing is muting all at certain points and then unmuting the people who need to be talking.
My connection to the internet is unstable. That's untimely.
Oh, yeah, that's a perfect time to have that happen.
Of course it is. You seen much of Harry lately?
You know, he got a new job. He changed churches and went over to Knox Pres to be their maintenance man and do all their work over there. So he has been leveraged hard this summer by the God and Country folks. So he's been teaching the religious emblems courses. So he's been pretty tied up with all that. I'm about to yank him back and say, Harry, you got to start doing all this Cub Scout stuff. And, you know, but his summer has been packed, I will say. So he's been doing a lot of training.
Okay, how's that come across?
Let me look. Hang on one second.
Oh, here, I'm going to have to share it. That would be a smart thing to do.
Oh, it looks perfect.
Okay.
So you've got it now. Good deal.
Yeah, I just went ahead and embedded it into the program.
Good. Perfect. So after I get done my first 3 slides, then I'll let you take it after that. In fact, at the bottom of one of my slides, let me look here real quick. Let me get it pulled up. Maybe. No, that's not right. I'll try again. Sometimes it's just a little bit of a learning curve.
Yep.
There it is. So I even put at the bottom of my third slide, over to you. So that way you'll know it's, and then you can take control of the whole thing and off you go.
Beautiful. Easy enough.
And then I'll take it back when we get to my little rechartering thing. And I'm sure the guys will want to take it and, at some point. You'll probably want to take it for your restart and scouting. So we'll just let everybody just kind of take it back and forth from each other.
Yep. And how much of the restarting scouting do you want to do before we break into the two groups?
Well, here's what I'm thinking that the groups are. I think the groups are a lot more of just discussion. What are you dealing with? What are you going through? Hey, Jamie. Hey, John. So it's a lot more of that kind of stuff. So I think do as much as you guys want to. I know Pam really wants to talk about hygiene and health and safety because those are her two areas that she talks a lot about. So I think it'll be important for her to have that chance to talk about.
There are two specific strong slides that talk just about that, so she can do all of those.
Okay, yeah, just kick it over to her when you're ready. So I think that'll be perfect. She'll be ready. And I changed the order of events too on the on this thing. I moved restarting scouting to the last thing, so that helps us move to the breakout. So we'll kick our junk out real fast. Welcome to the new district. That'll be a few minutes. Those guys need to have that talk with everybody. And then school night for scouting shouldn't be terribly long. My thing will not be terribly long. And then it'll be off to you guys.
Okay.
Is that okay?
No, that's good. So let me see what if I can. So for announcements, I've got new staff, the district map location, so the guys can talk about that. I will put break into groups after the restarting.
Yep. And I think let Kirk and Travis talk about the new map and all that junk. I know you've got it on your thing.
No, that's just for them. It's like, okay, if they want to put up a slide, they can, but if they don't have one, that just serves as a placeholder now.
They might. Travis Thompson has lots and lots and lots of slides. So when he gets on, I'll make him monitor or make him admin too. So, but I don't want him to get too deep in the woods either.
Yeah, that'll be good. So there it is. So we'll just get in there and do it. So I've adjusted the slides now that the going to the breakout rooms is after we talk about the restarting scouting.
And we'll see if Ken gets on tonight. He was pretty non-committal, so we'll see what happens. I put his name on there just in case.
Okay.
Don't want anybody to feel slighted. Hey, Jamie.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. Hope you guys don't mind. I joined in a little extra early just to sure everything is working on my side.
You're seeing the background of what's going on. So
seeing the map in its development.
Yeah. Well, we're working on it. So we've been working on it for a couple of weeks, but now we're just kind of knocking it down to make sure we've got it. So
nice.
Okay. Thanks, man. Glad to see you. Is your summer going okay?
So far so good.
How's your
stuck working from home.
Are you? Yeah.
Which is actually nice working from home because I get to spend more time with the family, but
yeah. Well, that's
fun. The family too.
Yeah, that's a good time. How's your pack doing? Did you guys do any camping this summer?
We scheduled some, but then we canceled it. We weren't sure exactly what our families were doing. We kind of just dropped off the radar for the most part initially, and then it was hard to get it started back up. And we actually put out a feeler survey for our pack to see how willing they were to participate with the different scenarios, if it was going to be hybrid or fully in school session or remote, just to kind of gauge what everybody was wanting to do. And we actually got some really good positive feedback. Now it's just a matter of finding out how committed our leaders are with actually being creative to do something now.
That's going to be the test for everybody, I think. But I'm glad you did a survey. That's really smart. And
Yeah.
During Cub Scout Breakout, that may be something to talk about too.
Yeah, it was definitely good.
Good.
I think we had about, I'm gonna say probably 85% response rate on the survey, which was way more than I expected. And we only had one person that actually was not really wanting to do anything with scouting. And we had a little comment session to leave any additional feedback. And their feedback was, we joined Scouts for the social aspect of it. Without that being face to face with people and working in a group, they didn't really see any reason to continue on, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's bad. Well, one of the topics we're going to have tonight is restarting scouting. We're going to have a lot of folks talking about that. So that's really our main focus for tonight. So maybe that gives you a few things to help guide that conversation.
Sure.
Okay. All right. It's good talking to you.
Nice talking to you as well.
Thank you. Okay. Sounds good. Let's see. Hey, Glenda.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good. I don't know why I don't have a photo up.
Oh, no telling. It's let's see. Usually you can click on your those three buttons up in the corner of your picture window, and you can let's see. Should be able to add a photo or something.
I actually thought about sharing my video, but I got my Raiders gear on, so I don't think anybody's
Yeah, nobody wants to see that.
Right.
Hello, Larry.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Good to see your face there for a second. I see my friend Steve on here. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
My friend Mike Blinn, the program director for Bear Camp, is on here.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, Mike.
How's everybody?
Good. Everybody's doing good, I think. We're all staying safe, it sounds like.
Good.
See my friend Mike Swearingen there. Mike, did you run the ranges at Weeblos Camp?
I ran the ranges for both Weeblos and Scout BSA.
Oh, you were very busy then.
I even helped Mike up at Cub World.
That's
Oh, you
right.
did? Good.
We had a good time.
Good. Well, it sounded like everybody had a really nice time at camp. So thanks to you guys that went out there and made that happen.
It was fun.
It was. It was.
Nothing but positive feedback.
We've been down for a couple of ceremonies too to see our Nash kids get advanced down at Bartle. Sounds like things are going well down there too.
Oh, that's cool. Good. Yeah, I've heard things were going pretty well down there. So, Hello, Bill. I see you're on here. Nancy, I see you. Good evening. There you go, Glenda. I see you now.
Now I'm on there. All right.
Good deal.
Right. I had to change my name to for my wife.
Oh, you should open this.
Oh, Mark, I see you there. Okay, good. Now I understand what's going on. Bill, what unit are you with?
I'm on the district committee.
Oh, you are? Good.
Yep, I've been helping with STEM and some day camp and training as needed.
Awesome. I would like for you to meet Jim Guthrie when you have a chance. He might be on tonight. I don't know. Do you know Jim?
Okay.
Yeah, he's been helping the district committee do STEM for Shawnee Trails, so he would be a good guy for you to connect with. Hello,
I also,
sorry, go ahead.
whoops.
No,
Trying
go
to-
ahead.
Trying to get set up here. I've been helping on the council committee too with STEM. So I've been doing some stuff with them and so trying to have a broader view of everything that's going on.
Sure. Excellent. Very good. Hello, Sean.
Hello, RJ. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Beautiful weather outside.
Yeah, looks like you're enjoying the great outdoors there.
Yes, I am. Backyard.
Hey, RJ, I just want to let you know that I've actually got, my wife is on here with me too. She's our product rep too. This is her first time joining the roundtable.
Okay, great. Well, welcome. We're very glad to have her here. What's your wife's name, Jamie?
Angel.
Angel, that's right. Good deal. Angel, welcome. We're glad you're here with us tonight.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I see my friend Pam is on there.
Good evening.
Good evening, Pam. Pam, I think you and Glenda might be seeing each other's faces for the first time, so that's good. I want to make sure you guys connect. Pam, it is your birthday today. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Pam's going to have to leave us a little early tonight for a birthday dinner, but we're very glad that she took the time to jump on. Let's see, I see Greg is on here. Good afternoon, good evening, Greg. And I see April is on, and I see my friend Matt is on.
And Jim is with me.
All right, April and Jim. It's 2 for 1. That's good. Good evening, Jim.
Hi. That might be, oh, that's Michael.
I see Steve is on. Welcome, Steve. Hey, Matt, there's a little group of people that have assembled here. Do you want to talk about your thing just real quick before we get started?
Absolutely. Thank you for the platform.
St. Joe, Leavenworth.
So, FYI to all Scoutmasters, I am spearheading a Catholic Religious Award effort online for Scouts in non-Catholic units. So boys and girls who are Catholic in non-Catholic units, we are going to be starting an online Adultari Day program in September. We have a lot of the makeup of it together. I will be sending out links. We will be blasting via Facebook from the Catholic Committee on Scouting Facebook page. I might be contacting some of you. So if any of your Scouts are Catholic, but your unit is not a Catholic chartered troop, and they don't have Adultari Day, this is Scouts 13 and up, we are interested in having them enroll.
Okay, that's great, Matt. Thank you for doing that. And I'm going to take that information and put it into the scouting news that comes out next week. And as soon as you have that link, send it to me and I'll put it in there and hopefully we'll get you a lot of response. I also know that my friend Don Shapley, he sent me a note today saying that he's going to be working on an adult religious emblem award. and they're going to start that on September 21st. So he wanted me to mention that. So I'll make sure that we get that in the unit news too. So glad we had a minute before we got started. Any questions for Matt on that? Okay, very good.
I'm putting my contact info in the note in the chat section here, so people can contact me directly for now if they want.
That's perfect. Perfect.
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment for our participants. Good evening, this is Alan. If you could please mute yourself, that would help out to cut down on background noise. And the second challenge, challenge number 2, is if you can rename your name in the Zoom meeting and put at the end some parentheses and either BSA for Scouts BSA or CS for Cub Scouts, so we can kind of keep track who's here for what program.
So and it would help me too, Alan, if they would put it even before their name. So if they rename themselves as CS RJ or SBSA RJ, that would help me when we start to break people into breakout rooms. That will go a lot faster.
Hello.
Hello, Tom. I see you there. Hello, Jason. I see you. Hello, John Waterman. I see you.
RJ.
Good evening. Good evening, Ann. I see you're here.
Hey.
Hey.
Half of a sentence.
Carmen, hello.
Half of a word. Time for me.
Say it again, Tom.
Going on. I can only give a word when it's said, so I'm not getting anything out of this. Along with static.
You're only getting static, huh? I wonder why. Maybe here in a second when we
Gone.
meet everybody.
Hello? No, that didn't do anything. I'm getting you at all.
Are you hearing me at all, Tom? Okay, we'll come.
RJ, I'm not Tom, but I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, Tom. Thank you. Kristen, good to see you tonight. Dee. Hello, John Lilac. Hello, Jeff.
Good evening.
Hello, Scoutmaster Dave Nash.
Greetings.
Hello, Scoutmaster Merle Weir. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, RJ.
Thank you. It's really just nice to see everybody's faces. So long. Alex, hello. Warren, hello.
No, I can't. Sorry.
RJ, for those of us that are not techno savvy on here, how do we add the Cub Scout or the BSA that you wanted on there?
Good question, April. Let me look real quick to make sure that I'm doing it right. So in your picture screen where your picture appears, there should be when you hover over your picture screen, there should be the word mute, and then there should be 3 little dots beside the word mute. And if
no,
you don't see that.
Well, I've got 3 dots way at the end that says more.
So try to click on those 3 dots and look for the word rename.
Nope, says chat, meeting settings, virtual background, and disconnect auto.
Okay, are you on your phone or on your computer?
iPad.
iPad. So, at the top of the
Sean, I need to see the pad.
Again, somebody else was on the iPad. I think that could help you maybe.
Yeah, so if you show the participants, there's a more button, and after more, you then should have a rename option.
No, you mean the drop-down box for more?
Yep, and one of your selections under there should be renamed.
It says chat, meeting settings, virtual background, and disconnect audio.
Yep, that's a different more.
Oh, that's the wrong button.
Good evening. I also have an iPad. If you are participant, go to your participant list, find your name, and then you can rename yourself under the participants.
Ah, gotcha. See it.
I don't know who that was, but they did a really good job. Thank you.
Yeah, who was that? Thank you.
Brian Herkin from Troop 366 up here at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas.
Brian,
All right, go
Brian gets
Army.
a commendation for tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, guys, we are coming up on 7 o'clock. I see a lot of friends here. It's nice to see everybody. Gwen, I see you.
Thank you.
Yes, good to see you're here. Donna, James, Judy. Oh my gosh, Crazy David is here. Hi, Randy. Gosh dang, this is a great group. I can't even tell how many people we've got in here. Scott, I see you're here. It looks like you're down at camp.
This is Britt. I'm on my cell phone.
Oh, there we go.
Hey,
I don't
Britt.
have a Zoom. I don't have a Zoom account, and my stuff's under my old. It's not under. I can't establish one because I don't have a new account with my new email. It's on the old Scout stuff. So I just called I called one of those numbers. So hopefully it's not charging me for calling to New York.
Yeah, probably not, but it's good just to have you on the phone is good, Britt. We're glad you're here tonight. Thank you.
Yeah.
Man, what a big group of people we've got tonight. This is really great, everybody. Thanks for being here tonight. We're going to wait about one more minute, let folks get in. There's still lots of people coming in. Marshall and Melissa, I see you're here. Matt, Shannon, Brian, David's here. Bill Romines is here. That's great. So Chris, and what a good group of scouters. Jackie, I see you're here. Polly, there's Jim and Sherry. Don, Don Shapley, we did a little promo for your stuff right before you got on there. So that the word got out. Matt Thomas helped me get the word out. So
Great, thank you.
you're welcome. Bob Bronick, I see you. Alan, I would say that you have a full house tonight.
And a good-looking group as well.
It is a good-looking group. Matt Thoman is here, and so is Travis. Travis Thompson, our two paid executives. So we're glad to have them here with us tonight too. And I'm going to put the Alan put up his roundtable screen there. You should all be able to see it if you're on online. See that the chat already has some people talking in it. Both Matts posted messages, and you can see that Matt Thomas posted a link on how to get to the Adult Heart Day program that they're offering for kids that are Catholic, not in Catholic units. Okay, well, Alan, I think if that's okay, I'm going to take back control of the screen here for a second and get us kicked off if that's okay with you.
That works for me.
Okay, give me 1 second and I will do so. That way we can try to stay on time tonight. Okay, so
Can you turn the light on a little bit, please? Thank you. Yes.
okay, mute everybody so we can get started. If you all will just hang on with me for 1 second, I will get that done, and we can.
It has been done. But RJ, you're going to need to unmute yourself.
I got you, Alan. So looks like we have 87 participants on the line tonight. First of all, let me welcome all of you to the Shawnee Trails and Caw Roundtable tonight. We'll talk more about what the name going forward will be tonight. I do want to point out on this slide that you see on your screen, and in case you're on the telephone, if you from your phone will text the word round table, it's all one word, just round table, to the number 22828, we will make sure that you get on our roundtable list and you'll get our monthly bulletins. You also get the staff news that they send out, but we want to make sure you get the stuff from the volunteers as well. And so the number again is 22828. If you will text the word roundtable, we will make sure we get you on our roundtable our roundtable notification for our bulletins. So here's the agenda for tonight. Here in just one second, I want to turn it over to Alan Clark, our ADC for roundtable. I want to do a little bit of Zoom keeping. You know, housekeeping is the thing we talk about all the time. Please mute yourself until the appropriate time. If you can change your name, if you know how to change your name in the chat, the online chat there's usually 3 little dots that you can click on, and then you click on the word rename. And if you would put before your name, if you're interested in the Cub Scout side of the roundtable or the Scouts BSA side of the roundtable, when we get ready to do breakout rooms, that will make it a lot easier for me to break you out. So if you see here on the screen, if you can see the screen, you see I made the example CS RJ Wilson or SBSA RJ Wilson, and that way I'll know where to put you. If you have questions tonight, so we're jam-packed in roundtable tonight, really jam-packed. We got a lot to cover in a very short period of time. If you'll put your questions in the chat box, we may not get to them tonight, but we will certainly follow up with you. The staff will follow up, and we will make sure we get your question answered. And I also know that Travis and Matt are experts at the Zoom stuff now, and they will be able to help answer those questions in the Zoom. So before I kick it over to Alan, let me first give you all a welcome to the first roundtable for this new district. I'm so glad to see so many of you here tonight. This is a strong roundtable already, just by the fact that we get to see each other's faces and get a chance to say hello to one another. And so it's heartening for me to be able to see all of your faces, and just know that scouting's still out there, even though we don't see it in our everyday lives. So thanks to all of you for being here tonight. Alan, I am kicking this over to you and letting you take your show on the road here.
You're a champion. Thank you very much. So good evening, everyone. Scouts and Scouters out there in our new combined district. My name is Alan. Let's make sure we can see it out there. Okay, a little Zoom hiccup, but that's going to happen every now and then. So we're going to start our meeting just like we start every other meeting. Welcome to those new attendees. If we get a couple more people, then we're going to find ourselves over 100. That would be very exciting. So let's get started. So join me for the welcoming of Roundtable. If you would please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. If you would please mute yourself if not muted. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Let's see if we can go over the Scout oath. Scout sign. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Let's join in for the Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And because we're a more modern scouting family, we're going to repeat the outdoor code. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fire, to be considerate in the outdoors, and to be conservation-minded. 2. During the meeting, when we're all in person, we would have done that very same thing. We would have been a bit more formal about it. We would have gotten scouts and scouters involved in the flag ceremony, and I really eagerly anticipate when we can get together and do that in person. It means so much more. But as always, this helps put us in the scouting spirit and the right frame of mind. As of all meetings, we're going to go through a few announcements now, and I'm going to hand this over to a couple people that are going to tell us more about our new district. So I would like to introduce Kirk Peters and it's Travis tonight, and Travis Dale to the stage.
All right, great. All right, thank you, Alan. So I'll just go ahead and kick it off. First thing we wanted to do is I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Kirk Peters. I'm I guess I'd call myself the Legacy Shawnee Trails Chairman. And so I'm also the committee chairman for Troop 93 in Shawnee. And I think I've been the committee chairman at 93 since 2001, so quite a bit of time. Really excited to have this district merger. A little bit about me. I grew up in Shawnee, kind of in the northern part of Shawnee, right on County Line Road, right on the Johnson County side. So I could have very well easily been in the CAW district to start with, I guess, in about another 10 feet maybe. So I've been registered in scouting really since I was a Cub Scout in 1979. So I've been a camper every year since 1984, so really excited about that. My son's a fourth-year scout, just got his Brave this year, and so we've had a really terrific year in scouting. So just wanted to give a little quick update on me, and is my partner in crime, Travis Dale, on?
I am.
All right, Travis, I'll let you say a little bit about you for a second there.
Well, just like Kirk, I grew up in this area. I grew up in the Call District, eagled in the Call District. Been a member of scouting since not as long as Kirk. I started my scouting career as a scout, not as a Cub Scout. So really excited to be a part of this. Really excited to have my boys a part of this and growing up in this time we're in right now. They're both, my oldest is member 149. My youngest is an Aero Light 3149 right now. So it's a lot of fun going on. I have a lot of fun doing this program, and my family and I are small business owners here in Wyandotte and Leavenworth County, and just have a lot of fun taking care of this community and helping grow good, strong, young adults in this community. So that's about all for me.
All right. Well, thanks, Travis. So, hey, we just also wanted to kind of give a little bit of a background on what this merger is all about and bringing these two great districts together. So really kind of what drives this, over the past few years, there's really been several factors that have had an impact on membership in the council. And really as a result, the board of directors of the Heart of America Council has decided to change the district boundaries within our council. And so CAW and Shawnee Trails are merging together, and as a matter of fact, as of August 1st, have merged together to form a new CAW district. And it encompasses most of Leavenworth County, all of Wyandotte County, and the Shawnee Mission School District, really in the northern part of Johnson County. So not anything in Blue Valley or Olathe, but the Shawnee Mission School District portion of Johnson County. So that's a little bit of background on it. And Travis, if you've got the agenda notes there, I'll turn it back over to you for a second there and grab a couple more things.
Okay, yeah. First off, I'd like to recognize Janelle Neal for all the time and support she gave Call District. I know a lot of us are really sad to see her go. She is still with the scouting program over in the Missouri side back home. I think her commute is now like 10 minutes versus the hour to hour and a half she was giving us. So kudos to her. That's probably a better move for her, but she is still involved and happy to talk to any of us at any time. New district, biggest focus is getting these young men, these young women back involved, getting the program back on track, and supporting the troops, the packs, the crews, everybody, as far as putting on a spectacular program, growing the program, making sure everything they need is supported in the way it should be, and keeping them moving forward. With this combination of districts, we got a lot more volunteer base to be working with. We got a lot bigger group we can pull from, which is going to be helpful for all of us. Like I said, pretty much the biggest thing is keeping all the activities on. All the calendars have been merged. Everything that was on calendar to date is still on calendar. Nothing is being pulled unless we have a health issue with COVID that we have to change something around. But we're going to try and keep program moving forward as best as we can. The biggest thing is to keep program moving for the entire district as far as what we see, and getting everybody back involved and getting them back in the scouting program and back into that routine. So I think this is a call we made to hold it Zoom. Just because of the way COVID issues were happening right now, our goal is to have our roundtables at the main camp dining hall, Theodore Nash Reservation, and then committee meetings we're still trying to hold at committee and commissioner meetings are still going to be at Cabela's the upper floor back towards the left side of the upper floor there. Anybody else have any other questions or concern? Feel free to get a hold of us. Kick it back over to you, Kirk.
All right, great. Hey, so well, you know, I'm really excited about the Cabela's piece of it, although I think it's really, really dangerous, and I'll probably be forced to surrender my wallet before I leave to any meeting. So I guess there's always Apple Pay too, so that's a good thing. So we thought it'd be a good idea just to cover and do this kind of periodically, but what does the district do? And you know, we tend to think sometimes at the troop level or pack level is, you know, all scouting type stuff is local, you know, just what we're doing at the troop or pack. And so, but I kind of wanted to talk just for a second and mention some of the things that the district does and what our kind of our role in this whole thing is. And so we really help in the fundraising piece of it with what we had done in the past in the Friends of Scouting campaign and the family campaign that's being retired, but then also with the community campaign in the Friends of Scouting. But we also really help organize the popcorn sale on a yearly basis. We have a camping chair. Both districts, as a matter of fact, do probably virtually the same thing, who really organizes day camp for us. We do a camporee, and we're really excited about the possibility of a Klondike on the horizon. We've learned that CAW has done that, so we're excited about that. We've got some exciting stuff about new member recruitment that we've been working on, you know, with the back to school nights and some of the Cub Scout recruiting. We work on advancement, and that really includes the Eagle projects and Eagle boards of review. One of the most terrific things I think that we do is the commissioner support. And the commissioners just do tons and tons and tons of work. They help support us at the unit level for, you know, really any question we have. I know there's not a question that we couldn't ask RJ or any of the other commissioners, and if they wouldn't know the answer, they'd go to the ends of the earth to find the answer for us. So commissioners are a huge part of what the district does. Like tonight's event, we put on the roundtables. And really we're a liaison to the Heart of America Council. And you know, our district is fortunate to have two professional scouters, Matt Toman and Travis Thompson. And Matt actually lives in the CAW district, so that's going to be exciting for him. And then Travis lives a little bit south in Lewisburg, but so we really work hand in hand with our district executives and act as a conduit kind of to the council and back. So that is all I have, I believe. So I will flip it back over to Alan and I'll be done.
Thank you very much. I will ask a few questions about our new combined district that I get asked frequently. Can you give us just a quick summary of how many scouts we serve and how many scouters volunteer in our new district?
Well, let's defer to Matt or Travis T on that one. They'll know the precise answer.
We serve, the CAW district now serves 111 units, and it will be the largest traditional scouting unit or scouting district in the council, serving almost 3,000 scouts, second only to our Scout Reach district, Frontier district. I do not have the number of volunteers, but I would say it's probably pushing upwards of 1,500 to 1,600 at this point, with the combination of Shawnee Trails and CAW merging.
And for a bonus point, how many different school districts are involved?
A lot.
A lot.
So in Shawnee Trails went from one to now several school districts. So we have opportunities to work with a lot of different people. And I'm going to use that as, I'm going to use that as part of a segue to start introducing some more people that will help out with the new district at Roundtable. So a little bit about myself. I have a son who was in scouting, who's now out of scouting, but like any great hobby, I stuck with it. I love my scouting friends. I love the premise of scouting, and I love the opportunity to get out and serve the adults and the scouters that are out there to help deliver a great program. And part of my responsibility now is to stand up and be the MC, be one of the loud people at the front of the room that helps introduce people. And I'm going to get RJ to help me out to introduce other people who are on the meeting tonight that will also be act as MCs and deliver program to you. So RJ, who else do we have on the line tonight? I know you've been keeping track. We're going to have to, there it is.
We have more than 100 people on the line tonight. In fact, we have 100 people exactly. The meeting gets maxed at 100. And so a lot of people are probably getting text messages and emails like, how do I get into this meeting? We will, A, check into how to get a meeting bigger than 100. I did not expect 100 people tonight. And B, we are recording this meeting, so we will post it up. Matt's already texted me tonight in the back channel texting. We will get the meeting put up on YouTube so folks can take a look at it and know who's on the line. But in terms of who else is helping us with Roundtable, that's a really good question. Pam Wilson is here. Pam was the Cub Scout Roundtable Commissioner in the Shawnee Trails District, and she is going to be working as the Cub Scout Roundtable Commissioner with Glenda Knoll. And Glenda, I hope I said your name correctly, your last name correctly. I'm sure you'll correct me if I didn't. But they'll be working as Cub Scout Roundtable Commissioners. And then on the Scouts BSA side at the moment, Alan, you have helped us with that very effectively in the Shawnee Trails District. And I think Ken Leschke will be helping you with that. Ken had some other commitments tonight. I don't know that if he got on the line, but I can't tell with everybody that's here. And then we've got a big, from the Shawnee Trails District, we've got a really big Cub Scout Roundtable staff, and people like Frank Matthews and Crazy Dave and Judy Yeager and Carrie Setzgorn and Arnie Spector, and the list just goes on and on. I know once I start naming names, I'll start to forget people. But it's a really good Cub Scout Roundtable staff. So I think we're going to have some folks that will be up in front of the room that have years and years and years of scouting experience that will be able to help move the conversation forward as we talk about scouting. We did lose one of our good scouters, and I want to mention his name. He got another job. He actually retired from one job and got another job. But David Bryant took care of a lot of the stuff for us in terms of administration, of keeping track of who showed up to Roundtable and who didn't show up. And he's moved on to another job. Our other ADC of administration, and when we're meeting in person, administration is a huge job. And Ann Borgmeyer makes it look very easy. She's our ADC of Roundtable administration. So Alan and Ann serve in those two positions. Then we've got Boy Scout or Scouts BSA and Venturing Roundtable people. Where it looks like we've got a lot of interest in venturing tonight on the chat. So we may even have a breakout tonight for the venturing folks to talk to one another. And then we've got a really good, strong Cub Scout program. Harry Moyer is also one of our scouters who serves as a mentor for Cub Scout Roundtable. Harry ran our Cub Scout Roundtable for a very long time, and I had to grab a hold of Harry because I needed him for some other duties as the Assistant District Commissioner for all of Cub Scouts. So we've got a big group of folks that are available to help, and I hope that's what you were asking for, Alan, but that's the answer I gave you.
That was great. That was exactly what I was expecting, perfection. So thank you very much, RJ. You did a nice job. So these are some of the people that you will see on staff that together, a combined district, I believe we are stronger, we're smarter, and we have a varied degree in backgrounds and responsibilities. So I think we're going to come out of this ahead. So we're going to get into a little bit of program tonight here for a minute before we break out into at least the two separate rooms. And this is the topic of restarting scouting. So here in the time of COVID, we've learned a few new skills. One of them is how to join a Zoom meeting. And another one, a little bit tougher one, is how do we bring back scouting in a safe environment so we can still deliver program, still be responsible, and still have fun at doing this. Because after all, if it's not fun, if we can't bring that part of the program back, then the program just won't last very long. So I'm going to start sharing my screen again. We will share screen number 2. See my screen out there, RJ?
I saw it for a second, then I lost it.
Well, let's just try that one more time, shall we?
There it is.
Okay, that'll work out perfect. So part of this is how do we get the program restarted? And a lot of the information I will give here is summarized in documents you can download off the hoacbsa.org website. I'm just going to summarize in a few bullet points. I'm going to get some help from my friend Glenda to help me out on part of it and Pam to help me out on part of it. And we'll go through some of the topics. So what are some of the things that Scouting wants us to know? Well, before we get into that, people have lots of different feelings about the virus, federal regulations, and state responsibilities. But regardless of that, as Scouts and Scouters, we have a duty to our country to follow the rules that have been established by Scouts, Scouting, the district, local events. There's a lot of combinations of things that come into this that are going to help keep our Scouting family safe. So we're all in this together. A couple things. It's on our honor to be respectful, obedient, trustworthy, clean, and kind. That will all come into play. So in Scouting, we're also covered under liability insurance as an adult leader if we follow the guide to safe Scouting. Every little thing that we do makes a difference. So like littering, just one person's actions can be noticed, but if everyone does it, there's an adverse effect. So it doesn't take much that if everybody doesn't do their job or follow the rules or the guidelines, we get into a spot where we're going to have to shut things down again. And I don't want to do that. We want to see schools come back, Scouting come back, and our regular lives come back. So let's go through a few little facts here, a few little bullet points. And these are, this is the basis by which a lot of these guidelines were written. So the COVID-19 is still prevalent in our community. I think everybody agrees with that one. Unfortunately, it kills people every day, especially the immunocompromised and the elderly. There are people at risk. So we can see that the community we serve might be very young, but the volunteers and the places we go, those people are an older Scouting generation. So we want to be mindful of that. COVID-19 is spread through droplets, moisture, sneezing, coughing, touching. So we're learning to be a cleaner Scouter community. And a lot of the guidelines will be centered around that. Unfortunately, it's tough to tell if someone is infectious because they may not be showing symptoms. So we're going to be mindful of each other. Even if you don't look ill, we need to take precautions. So a little of the other parts here, we don't know exactly how the virus is mutating. We're going to follow some CDC guidelines as well as the guidelines of Kansas and Missouri. So really until a vaccine comes out, we're going to be a cleaner community. We're going to have to follow some more stringent guidelines until we can get rid of this darn virus. And we're going to do that by three main things. The three S's of COVID safety, which are screening, social distancing, and sanitation. Screening is pretty straightforward. Before your activities, you need to do some pre-screening. How well do people feel? Have you been exposed? Are you prepared to follow the activity safety guidelines? So activity screening needs to be done at the beginning of each activity. You need to review with your staff the pre-screening requirements. They're pretty straightforward. They're not very onerous, but they will help keep everybody safe. We need to be mindful of those at a significant risk for infection, should consult a physician to see if you are able to participate in these activities with a higher risk group, because we will be meeting as a group, we will be practicing socially distancing, but there is a risk. So much like we have to get an annual physical before we go to camp, we just want to review the checklist, and if you think you are immunocompromised or in a higher risk group, please consult your physician before you participate in Scout activities. So you need to review your current health, and really, if you are not feeling well, you have a temperature and so forth, do not participate in the activities. If you are becoming part of a higher risk group where you might spread an infection, we ask that you then stay home till you feel well. It's part of that, a Scout being helpful. Other people in your units will help out, and you'll be helpful by not coming and spreading a potential infection. You also need to keep a detailed roster of participants that for all activities and meetings, in case someone does get diagnosed with COVID, this is on the tracking and tracing part. We need to know who to make a phone call to, or really it boils down to people in your unit who you need to know to contact if something were to happen. So also all of those that have been exposed to the coronavirus, you need to quarantine and follow the quarantine rules for where you live and where your activity will be. Kansas and Missouri, like most states, we're in flux a little bit with that. So it's good to keep up on the news. You might nominate 1 or 2 people within your unit to track what the regulations and ordinances are, where you're doing your activities. So where you're holding your home units and where you will end up going for the activity. Questions there on the screening part. If you want to put those into chat, then RJ can filter those out and we'll get those asked through a central location. We're going to jump into social distancing, the second S. There's really no substitute for being 6 feet away. And here on a virtual meeting, I feel pretty safe that even though I can see RJ, I know he's not going to sneeze on me. So some of the things you'll need to take into account is, you know, the youth like to play games. They like to do hands-on activities. They like to be closer than 6 feet away. If I want to go have a cup of coffee with my buddy RJ and talk to him like we did a year ago, then I usually want to be less than 6 feet away from him. Well, now we've all learned that new standard. We all have a mask and we can all stay 6 feet away. So some things to think about when you're going to do an activity is, how is the space going to be used? How are people getting to the activity, departing from the activity? Are face masks practical? And what group size are you breaking people into so you can follow social distancing guidelines? So a little pre-thought can help you organize activities maybe into smaller groups, but still maybe have several smaller groups that are part of a larger group. You're still doing it as a unit. So some discipline we'll need to follow here. We need to create a social distancing culture. I'm sure as schools get back up and running, or I'm sure those that are going into work have found out there is a social distancing culture developing there, and we are developing one in scouting as well. So we need to treat those social distancing infractions directly so people get in the habit of being safe, being distant, but still being able to participate in activities. So a couple things here. You must always maintain social distancing of 6 feet or more. That includes whether you're hiking, biking, or other activities outside. Groups should be limited to den and patrol groups of 10 or less, with a minimum of 2 registered adult leaders. We want to practice that safe scouting. So, for example, they recommend that groups of Cub Scouts and parents should be in groups of 5 youth and up to 5 adults. That makes 10, right? So in the world of Cub Scouts, we're going to have that one-on-one parent to Cub Scouts. So your group of 10 is made up of 5 and 5. We recommend that transportation to and from activities should be made within family units. So no carpooling is allowed or recommended. We can get some commentary on that. That seems to be one that's changing a bit. When practical, each scout and adult should wear a cloth mask. Everybody has a mask these days. We're meeting virtually, so I do not have my mask on, but I've got a whole rack of them behind me. And then no group camping is allowed in Kansas or Missouri, and only when in specific counties, or you're at a scout-run facility that is taking the responsibility for the group that is participating in the activity there. For example, people were able to go to summer camp at Bartle because we established guidelines, and the scouts and scouters followed those guidelines. So places that we can maintain control, or it's a scout-run organization, we can follow a little bit different set there. We're following the scouting guidelines. Third one, sanitation. And I know we have somebody online. Is that Glenda or Pam that would like to talk about how to stay clean in the world of the COVID?
I'm going to be taking over the sanitation. Just because of the industry that I am in, the sanitation has become a very big commodity right now. And it's basically, you know, washing your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds, having a hand sanitizer with you. And then if you can have the sanitizing wipes, I know that they are very hard to come by, and I will be sending RJ a how to make a homemade Lysol wipes. There's a lot of information out there, but I found one that's reliable and it can be done. And basically, when you're wiping down surfaces, you want to make sure that you're using a bleach solution of a third a cup of bleach per gallon of water. I mean, and let it, you can wipe down the coverings of tables and stuff like that. And just make sure that you're cleaning your hands, the surfaces that you touch with hand sanitizers or wipes. Another good thing is to have like the record keeping of who was there, you know, names, contacts, phone numbers. If you're able to take a temperature, have that. But maintaining that 6 feet distance if all possible, making sure you wear your mask, and just emphasizing that kids cannot share the snacks with others, and have them bring their own snacks, making sure that their area is sanitized. And it's a, in this industry that I'm in, it's you have to maintain proper cleansing, and sanitation is the biggest thing right now, and being, you know, making sure your environment is sanitary and sterile. So that's basically what I can add right now.
Thank you very much. Nicely done. And there's a few other little tips and hints on the screen here for you. I will add in hand washing is very important. Schools are asking us to do that. We do that at home a lot. We do that at work a lot. So we're going to carry that through. I'm going to zip down out of that. If you would like some more information on some of the scouting frequently asked questions, there's a little URL for you. Basically scouting.org/coronavirus, and there's a link on there to the COVID-19 frequently asked questions. I will put a couple of them up here on the screen for us to look at. So should we hold in-person scouting meetings, outings, or activity? So with safety in mind, based on guidance from national health officials, we can have activities, but we have to follow some guidelines. The guidelines apply to both youth and adults. And there is a restart scouting checklist that you can download. It's a one-page PDF file that goes through some of the high points, the things that we need to be mindful of to stay healthy. So if meeting locations are open, can units meet or do other in-person activities? So councils are making that determination. So we will follow the guidance from the Heart of America. But remember a couple bullet points there: no more than 10, social distancing, and so forth. So you need to follow the guidelines, even if your unit is traveling out of council or out of state. I don't know a lot of units that are doing that at the moment, but there are guidelines for that as well. And then I did have some conversations with scouters last week, and they said, well, we can't do fundraising anymore. And I'm like, oh, on the contrary, you can. So fundraising activities can be held if those activities are conducted within the guidelines. For example, going door to door to sell popcorn is probably not in the best of interest, but you can ring people up on the phone. You can communicate with your chartered organization to get some things set up if you're a church that still holds services in person, that type of thing. But so long as you follow the guidelines, you can still do that. So this is one as well. What about tenting? If you are camping out, what should you follow? Well, once again, you're going to follow your local BSA council and chartered organization guidelines on this. There is no formal national policy on social distancing in tents at the moment, just like there's no prohibition on tenting alone. If logistics can accommodate that, but we need to follow, this is going to be a council level and a chartered organization level guideline that we need to follow. Before we break into groups, I will ask if any of our district executives or council representatives have anything they wish to add on restarting scouting.
And I think, Alan, before we break into rooms, we're going to hear two more quick little presentations. One about school night for scouting from Matt and Travis. I'm going to talk for just a minute about rechartering and youth protection, if that's okay, before we break.
Nope, that is. In fact, that is on the updated agenda I just got before the meeting, so that's good. So you're exactly right. So I'm going to hand this over at the moment to a school night for scouting to Travis and to Matt.
Thank you, Alan. Is it possible for us to share the screen real quick?
Already, oops, I made you the full host. You may have to, I meant to make you co-host, Travis. You've got it right now. You may have to
You can do anything you want at the moment.
Oh man,
You're in full charge.
keys to the kingdom.
I'll give it to Matt to.
All right, I'm just going to go through this real quick. We've done the Shawnee Mission School Night for Scouting trainings over the last couple of weeks. So I'm just going to hit the highlights. So for our Shawnee Mission School District folks, we have 4 recruitment sites around the district based on high school boundaries that we'll be doing instead of individual schools. The school nights will take place over 2 weeks in September. Because the school districts has set their school calendar, those 2 weeks that we're looking at right now are the week of the 14th of September and the week of the 21st of September. I believe that's the Monday of both of those weeks. So Tuesday and Wednesday of those 2 weeks are when we were going to do our school nights. We're also planning on doing a cleanup date in the second weekend of October. That's going to be on a Saturday. Again, just trying to give as many opportunities as we can. What was stressed in our school night training is the fact that this does not take place of anything that you want to do as a PAC. These are just the district events. So if you have other things that you would like to do, by all means, we encourage you to do so. And all of our PACs, whether they attended the trainings or not, are going to receive the instruction packet specific for their PAC next week, which dates that you will need to cover for the school night training, and then also any particulars based on your specific PAC. For our Leavenworth and Wyandotte County folks, we actually have a virtual training scheduled for next week on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And then the recruitment for Leavenworth and Wyandotte counties is really going to be based on the local school district. As Alan mentioned before, we have 10 school districts in Leavenworth and Wyandotte counties that we'll be covering there. So the recruitment is going to be based on each local school district in the community. Key points for everybody though, beascout.org, make sure that your PIN is updated. Any council and national advertisement that's going to come through on social media and everything else is going to push towards beascout.org. So it is absolutely vital that your PIN is updated and accurate. If you've updated it in the past, even if you only updated it last month, I would still go in and double check it just to make sure. And then also Scout Pay. Scout Pay is something that our council is coming out with that will allow families to be able to split their recharter payment into installments. So again, we will have more details on that in the instruction packet, and I'm sure that we'll touch on it with recharter as well. So Scout Pay, beascout.org. If you have any questions, please feel free to let Matt or myself know, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. A very nice summary. We're now going to tag RJ to take the presentation back, where he's going to talk to us about rechartering and youth protection.
Okay, so if you give me just 1 second, I will get my screen back up here and we can all see what I've got going on. Hopefully, I'm going to move this over. I've been trying to break people out into breakout rooms, and twice now I have lost all my progress. So I had everybody there and then I lost it. But that's okay. We'll get it figured out if you're patient with me a little bit. So I do want to talk about recharter. Scott Tenner is on the line. He's down at camp. I'm there in the email that went out today. There were 2 links in there, and one was a training for all of your folks that would be interested in rechartering. Rechartering really is something that everybody has a hand in. We all have to make sure that we're trained. Everybody has to have their youth protection. Any direct contact leader has to have their youth protection, their position-specific training, and they've got to have their severe weather training, their hazardous weather training. So we all play a role in this to make sure that we're trained and ready to go for rechartering, that we have filled out the proper applications, filled out the proper form for our background checks, and made sure that we have our money turned in and we're ready to go for recharter. As a commissioner corps, whether the commissioners love it or not, right? One of the things that we have to do as commissioners is we have to work toward 100% on-time recharter. On-time recharter this year means that those recharters have to be turned in by October 30th, okay? So that is the rechartering deadline this time. This is our second rechartering this year. We know that that is a problem for some families when it comes to paying another $105 for their rechartering fees per kid and and for the adults as well. So the council has assistance available. And I can't say that clearly enough. And I'm going to ask Travis Thompson and Matt Doman to put their email addresses over in the chat box. I want you all to be able to get a hold of them, because we don't want any kid turned away from scouting because they can't pay. And it's just not acceptable to any of us that happen. I think we'd all probably dip into our own pockets to make sure a kid could stay in. But the council has fees or has monies available, and we should make sure that we are capitalizing on those. So October 30th is the rechartering deadline. That's the day by which all charters have to be turned in. We are starting this process now, so you all have the opportunity to find a person who can be that rechartering champion and make sure that they're helping get your unit rechartered. So on December 31st, that is our deadline for youth protection. And here, I want to explain that just for 1 second. So you're going to turn in your charter at the end of October, okay? It's going to take the council a couple months to process all those recharters. If an individual had their youth protection training be good before October 30th and then expire on November 15th, if the council has not gotten to to your recharter packet by then, and they get to, let's say they get to your packet at the end of November, that person whose youth protection expired on November 15th is going to be kicked out of your charter, okay? So I want to make sure I'm being really clear on that if anybody's youth protection training expires before the end of the year, just to be safe, make sure they take it again now. Then they've got the 2-year window coverage. It should not be a problem. But it will take our council a while to get through all that. And I just want to make sure that we don't miss the opportunity or that we don't have the opportunity where a bunch of people just start getting kicked off of charters. That's not acceptable to me. I'm sure it's not acceptable to you. So one measure we can take before we get there is to make sure that individuals whose YPT expires before the end of the year, they go ahead and take their YPT now. And the commissioners, we will be working next week on how to show the units so they will know whose YPT expires, okay? So Scott Tenner is our assistant council commissioner. He's on the call tonight. He's also one of our unit commissioners, and his job is to make sure that the entire council, every unit in the council, charters on time. This is the checklist that he put together. You will find this checklist also in the training and on the webpage that we shared with you in the email. We want to make sure that every individual takes a look at this checklist, and that we're all working together to make sure that we can make recharter as painless as possible. Important right now to have a unit renewal processor, somebody that's in charge of making sure that that unit is ready to go with all other forms and the money for recharter. Completing the unit membership inventory, so we know who those people are that are in our unit, who's going to re-up this year, who's not going to re-up, and who we need to talk to about making sure they get the right apps in. We need to confirm any changes that are coming in unit leadership, confirm that all registered leaders have their current YPT, make sure that all registered leaders have their background authorizations turned in. And I will tell you that the council is working on a spreadsheet to show you who in your unit has background authorizations already turned in. If in doubt, go ahead and fill out another one. It takes a whole 5 seconds to sign your name at the bottom of that background authorization. Just go ahead and fill it out, turn it in. I always encourage people to give more paperwork than needed. So just so we have it, because we don't want to see people getting knocked off of charters. Confirm that all your direct contact leaders are trained specifically in YPT, they're position specific in hazardous weather, as I've already mentioned. And then collect the training verification for all new direct contact leaders. For all those people who are new, just take a copy of that picture or that PDF that comes at the end of your YPT training and all of your trainings actually, and just attach it with the app or attach it to the recharter so we have it. And then collect all applications for new youth and adult members. So we're sure that everybody has an application that needs to be turned in. Remember, if a kid was a Weeblo this past year and he is coming over to the troop this year and they are new to the troop, they have to have youth protection, or I'm sorry, they have to have their new application to turn in, okay, and adult members as well. In the email I sent out today, there were 2 links: recharter training for all unit leaders and HOAC rechartering website. I can't tell you enough how important those 2 links are. I would encourage you to click on those, take the time, look through them, and just know what's going on with rechartering. So that's everything, Alan, that I have on that. And I know that we are ready at this time for breakout rooms for about 30 minutes. We want to try to end the meeting about 8:15. Linda is going to help on the Cub Scout Roundtable side, walk us through a discussion of restarting scouting. And on the Scouts BSA side, I know, Alan, you're going to do that. It's important. Look, everybody, I know that it's not easy to scout right now. It's actually, it's quite tough, actually, because it's hard to deliver program. And it's hard to get anybody excited about paying their money when we don't have a lot of program going. We owe it to our kids, especially the ones that are going to stick around with us. We owe it to them as much as we can to make sure that we're doing all we can to provide them the opportunities to achieve the promise of scouting. And so I hope you'll go in there, you'll talk about the problems you're having, you'll look together for joint solutions. And we'll get to a place, hopefully, where we start to find that we can find a way to deliver program. So Alan, I'll turn it back to you. If there's anything else, I'm going to keep assigning rooms here. I've got a room open for Cub Scouts. I got a lot of people, 29 people assigned to that one. I've only got 11 assigned to our Scouts BSA room, but I haven't finished doing that. And so when we start breaking out rooms, it might be 3 minutes before everybody gets assigned to their room.
And how do they get to that other room?
I'm doing it, actually. So I actually have the power to put people into rooms, and so you'll be thrown to a breakout room. And when that happens, you'll be propagated into a new room. And then about the time it's time to come back, and I feel like the conversations are winding down, I'll send everybody a message and tell you to come back to the main room, and you just click leave breakout room, and you're on your way back.
Okay, so while you're doing that, we're going to take a little 5-minute bio break while you're shuffling people around, and we will see you in here. So it's now 7:50. So at 7:55, we will see everybody in the breakout rooms.
Okay, so let me see. In the main room. Can you guys hear me that are left? Matt, can you hear me? Okay. So Matt, which room would you like to go to?
The one you sent me, sorry.
Oh, I sent you somewhere. Okay, go ahead and go. Matt Thomas, I sent him. Jeff, I think I sent you. So Matt, did it pop up and say, hey, here's a room? Oh, he's gone. Let me see here. Let me see if I can assign the rest of you guys. SBSA. Okay, so David, I want to assign you to the SBSA room.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jim Nicholson, where would you like to go?
Let's do Cub Scouts.
Okay, Jim, I'm going to assign you to the Cub Scout room. Thank you. Good to see you. Okay. Jack, where would you like to go? And you're welcome to stay here too if you just want to talk about district commissioner stuff and things like that and committee stuff.
Let me hang with you, and I appreciate that.
Okay, we'll do that. Let's see. Let me just go down my list. This will be easier. Joe, do you want to go to the Scouts BSA room?
I think that probably makes sense based upon the options.
Okay, very good. Melissa, I think you might have to click something. Let me make sure I put you there. You go. Troy, do you want to go to the Scouts BSA room too? He may have stepped away, so I'm gonna put him over there. Hal, do you have a place you'd like to go? Scouts BSA. Okay, you may have gone.
BSA works.
Where do you want to go over there? Okay, I'll put you there.
Scouts BSA.
Okay, Craig, where would you like to go? Lost him. Travis, where would you like to go?
Scouts.
Okay, let me put you over there. Larry, do you have anywhere you would like to go in particular, or you're welcome to stay here too?
I'll just stay.
Okay. Bill, do you have any place you'd like to go in particular? And you're welcome.
Oh, here are Cub Scouts. Whichever is working.
You can stay here. Warren, where would you like to go?
Scouts BSA, or I can stay here.
Okay, so let me put you in Scouts BSA because I think you could help them over there. So let me put you there.
Okay.
Okay. John Wiedemann, where would you like to go?
Wherever you want me, RJ.
Why don't you stay here with us for a little bit? So let's see, BSA. So I think I'm seeing, so Craig, do you have any place in particular? I've talked to you. Ken, I see you're here. Where would you like to go? Kenny? You're muted, Ken. You got to unmute yourself.
Craig would like to go to the Boy Scouts.
That's where I'm going to send you then, Craig.
Send me, this Ken, send me to the Cubs. Let me see what they're doing.
Okay, you're on your way. Ken's iPhone, send to Cub Scout. Okay, and Tom Pistorius, okay, you're gone. Jessica, where would you like to go? Okay, Randy, where would you like to go?
BSA, please. I'm the COR, so I want to talk about recharting.
You're on your way?
Thank you.
Okay. So that leaves me, I see somebody from Troop 387 here, but I don't see them on my list to assign. So I apologize. I can't assign you anywhere because I don't have you on my list for some reason. So that leaves Bill, Jason, Jack, John, Jessica. Are you there? You're on mute, Jessica. I don't know if you can hear me. Melissa came back.
Sorry, it kicked me out.
Oh, it kicked you out? Where did you want to go?
Well, where did you put Jim Hanley? That's where I'll be.
Scouts BSA.
Perfect.
On your way.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, guys.
RJ?
All the gray hair in this room.
It's getting grayer.
And no hair, gray hairs and no hairs. So how do you think Roundtable's going so far?
I got kicked out.
Yeah, I saw your text message and I couldn't get to it to reply. I'm gonna work to try to get a number bigger than 100 so we can do this again in our next meeting. And then also we're recording the meeting, so we'll take this meeting and put it up on our YouTube page so people can go back and watch it that couldn't get in.
Sweet.
Yeah, Pam had to leave. I hope everything, I'm sure everything's going okay over there. So, we had a good call last week or 10 days ago or so with a lot of the commissioners. Larry, I can't remember if you were on that call or not.
No.
You may have been at camp at that time. It sounds like, and Larry, you can speak to this probably as well as anybody, and Bill, you can too. We're a little short on commissioners in CAW district right now. And that's something we can all work on fixing. And also, for the record, we're short on commissioners in Shawnee Trails too. Like I'm 10 commissioners short right now. So it's just something we just have to keep trying to do the best we can. So, I don't know, and if I don't know the right question to ask, but do you
just ask it?
Well, I mean, how are things going in the CAW district? Do you feel like you guys that are in the CAW district, do you feel like things are going okay and we don't need a whole lot of different people to jump in and try to help and just let the units do their thing? Or do we need to find some more commissioners or piecemeal some more commissioners in?
No, you're definitely going to need some commissioners in call,
Well, yeah.
even if it's just at an ADC coverage level. Especially with the recharter push. And we're really, I mean, we're the largest district now in HOAC, and we really need to push for, don't wait till October 30th. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but I work in registration and trying to process 800 charters that all, it's just going to be, just a huge task. So if we could push for, that first round, that roundtable on October for us or whatever, I mean, is really what we're talking about in registration, just because of the sheer volume. I mean, all but 6 units are going to be rechartering at the same time this year. So versus split up between, the 2 service areas. So it's going to be a lot of work, a lot of charters showing up.
What's it going to take for you guys in registration to get through all those charters this year? I mean, I know we're going to try to help be more particular, but is it 4 months to get through the recharters?
Well, last year we had the council fee was added, and the criminal background check. I mean, I know they've changed the way we can pay online or with this rechartering, but I think that slowed things down a lot. Last year, they just made some changes to ScoutNet Tuesday at National, and so we'll kind of have to see what all changes were done in there and how they impact us for the good or for the bad, as we head into recharter. But it's the volume, the people not paying attention, the things that we saw coming in. So I know the checklist that we have, if we can go through and check those before they're turned in at council, I think is a really good thing to go back to, because of just the quality of the charters that were turned in. I mean, we can see drafts, or it says these 3 apps were needed on the front and the apps weren't included. I mean, people just weren't paying attention. So I think the checklist and having the commissioner core and others help with that at turn-in time is just I think it's gonna help quite a bit with the quality of the charters that are turned in for us to process.
It's going to be our main topic at the next week's meeting. So that's going to be the thing we're going to talk about most, and it has to be. So, because I know that we put way too much stress on you guys last year, because with all the new stuff coming down and the inability to pay online, it was just so jam-packed, and we just didn't do a great job. So we'll do a better job this coming year. So, okay. Jason, did you go to camp? How was it?
It was awesome.
Was it?
It was hot.
Was it?
Yeah. Thoroughly impressed with how they handled everything.
Good.
I mean, I couldn't say enough good words coming out of it.
Good.
I missed my 10 days, but
yeah. Jenna told me today that only 30% of the councils in the country had a summer camp this year. And
I believe that.
The biggest, by far the biggest. So
you could definitely tell numbers were way down, but I mean, just everybody's question was how were the grab and go meals going to be? And I will say it, best food I've ever had at camp.
Really good.
The hot food was hot. The cold food that was cold. It was very impressive how they handled it.
Good. Did anybody else go down to camp? I know, Larry, you commissioned a camp this year, right?
Yeah, I was second section Lone Star. So
how was
the new caterer did really good.
Oh, they did good.
Oh yeah. I mean, in fact, some of the delivery, we call it, the Uber Eats or the food, we called it the food truck when we would deliver. A lot of that, the ideas for that came from them, but they did a really good job. Yeah.
Good. Bill, did you go down to camp?
No, I was, my efforts this year with Ka was helping with the day camp and some other things. And so when that all got deleted, I kind of just stayed here and worked on the farm.
Yeah. Yep. We hated to lose day camp too, man. That was rough. And I think there's some people over the Cub Scout side that would tell us that because that was their big recruitment time of the year. And, they bring a lot of kids to day camp just to show off scouting. And I staff day camp every year for the entire week, and my kids do it with me. And I hated to lose that this year. That was really tough. So, John, you didn't go down to camp, did you?
No, I couldn't tag along with the troop.
Yeah. Yep. Jack, did you go down or do anything with camp?
Truthfully, RJ, I'm just getting back into the program. Been a registered scouter since 1943. Wow. And I've been the liaison between the garrison at the fort and all of the scouting on post up until my retirement. So now I'm trying to get back onto the civilian side of it. So I'm trying to learn where we are now as opposed to where we were back when I was heavily involved.
Yeah, it probably looks a little different, I would imagine, right now. So
quite a bit.
Yeah, well, we'll make sure we get you an application to become a commissioner right away. So I'm always recruiting for commissioners. John's laughing because John's in that pool with me. So. John, do you want to talk about what you've been doing with awards? We were going to give awards out tonight, but we were so jam-packed for time. I told the guys we're just going to have to wait until next month.
You ready for me to send out a survey?
Yeah, I think so. I think the COG commissioners need to see the survey and answer it. And Larry knows where probably most of those guys are. I'm still trying to get my hands around it. Larry was the district commissioner previously in COG. And then he moved up to assistant council commissioner. So he'll be a good resource for us. And he's still got more than half of the units in CAW assigned to him in ScoutNet. So he'll be a good resource for us as well. But yeah, tell everybody what you're working on.
Well, what RJ assigned me for the awards for the council or for the district. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put together a list of what all the commissioners have as far as awards are concerned, so that somebody's got to track it. And then if somebody comes up to their 3-year or they've earned their Arrowhead honor, we can get that award to them, but we have to know what they have and when they got it, just to try to kind of set an example, just keep some kind of a record going so that when somebody comes in to do it, they just don't end up with, oh yeah, will you do this for me, please? And now I can hand something out in an Excel spreadsheet that all the commissioners have their names and what they've earned over the time frame. Now, I don't know how, Jack, I don't know how big the spreadsheet's going to be for you because you've been in it so long. But it's going to be a big, wide thing.
It's 1943.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I really am.
That is, it's amazing.
Back then, you had to be 9 years old to join the Cubs.
Oh, yeah.
That was, and we wore knickers back then.
That's awesome.
That is.
Yeah, we've got a survey we'll send out to the commissioners and they can answer what they've earned. And then I'll just key it into the stuff and then we'll go from there.
Takes about 5 minutes to complete. It's right online. It's easy to do. And, you know, we actually had a high return rate from our commissioners. I bet we're at 80% or better of our commissioners who have responded. And we had one commissioner who has been a commissioner for quite a long time. He's got 9 units. He's one of my best commissioners. He works his tail off. He's always in contact with them. He hadn't even earned his arrowhead yet. So he'd done all the work, he'd done all the stuff, but he just hadn't ever said, hey, nobody ever asked, do you have your arrowhead? So he's going to get it now, and he's going to get his key, and he's probably going to get something else down the road too. So, but yeah, John, I appreciate that you're doing that. So that's great. Larry, any other advice as we go forward here, or Bill, any other advice that we need to take forward with us as we go through this?
I think just commissioner support for the recharter. We'll have to make sure we just have what we've done in the past is just kind of divvy it up among some of the commissioners to follow up with the units and keep things going. I think what I'm going to be able to offer you is a unique insight into what the state of things going on with recharter and what's going on in registration, which I think could be helpful, especially as big as a district as this is. So even more than just the spreadsheets and stuff that you're getting out. So
that will help, and it'll be somewhat personality based too sometimes, right? If we've got a unit that's just not getting it done, you're going to know probably the background of that unit. For instance, I've got 2 units in Shawnee Trails. It doesn't matter if I go sit on their front porch and bang on their front door and tell them that they got to get it done by that day. They're going to turn it in 7 days late, no matter what happens.
Oh, yep, absolutely.
So they just do it on their own time, and it's always 7 days. So
yeah, we even did where we had gift cards for, a drawing if you turned in, because we were, in January, and if you turned in December, we had 3 $50 gift cards, and we'd do a drawing for units that turned in into December, and it's just a handful of units. Everybody else wait till January, February, March.
I know. Bill, do you have any suggestions or advice as we go forward here?
No, I think I'm just here listening, and we'll just Larry knows everything that's been going on with CAS, so we'll just rely on his advice.
Okay. Do you guys think we got past the? You remember when we started this whole conversation, there was some, I won't say hurt feelings because that's not the right thing, but there were some people that were a little angry about the way the map was presented initially that said Shawnee Trails on it. Do you think we've kind of moved on past that?
RJ, I thought I'd let you know the rest of the group is coming back to the main session.
All right, Joel, thank you. I appreciate it. I see everybody coming back now, so we can stop our conversation there.
Yeah. Yep, you probably noticed your participant list has grown quickly. Right?
So how was your Scouts BSA breakout, Alan?
I'm a little biased, but I say it went very well. So we heard from actual on-hand experience of how units are out there keeping themselves safe, still having fun, still recruiting, and keeping people interested in the scouting program. So it was good.
Good. Well, it's good to see everybody coming back here. And I said Scouts BSA. I should have said Scouts BSA and venturing, because for the first time at a roundtable, since I've been attending roundtable, we had a lot of venturing folks here tonight. So that was really nice to see. So glad you all were here, and glad that you got to have some roundtable time. So that's excellent.
Yeah, so hats off to Mr. Tim Budendistel for giving a great example, a good story, very inspiring.
Oh, he did good. Yeah, we went on a camp out with Tim. So, and it was my daughter's first camp out, and they had a great time and learned a lot and had good youth leadership. And so I got to kind of sit back and just enjoy a camp out instead of trying to scoutmaster the whole thing. So that was really nice.
It's all about the balance, RJ, all about the balance.
It is. So I'm going to send a note right now to all the folks that are in the Cub Scout Roundtable and tell them it's time to start heading back this way so we can close this out. Okay, that went to everybody.
Well, it was. I see the message now.
Okay, good. Hi, Judy T. I see you there. I want to say thank you to you and Mike and Mike and Mike for all your work out there at Nash this summer, getting through Bear Camp and Weeblos Camp and Scouts BSA Camp. So thanks for that.
It was a great time, RJ. We had a lot of fun. Just a couple of quick, when we had our, last Sunday, when we had our final banquet for Nash, Rick was telling us some statistics, which I thought were rather interesting from a camping chairman standpoint that everybody might be interested in real quick. And number one was that 70% of the councils around the country did not have Boy Scout camp or Cub Scout camp or any kind of camp. And that Heart of America, when it's all said and done, will be the largest group to have camping in the country. And we did it very successfully and very safely. And from a camping standpoint, if you follow those 13 pages of information that the council put together to keep us safe, you're going to have a very successful camping season still ahead of you. I mean, we looked at, from a bear camp standpoint, we had approximately 500 youth that went through. Weeblos were in that 700 to 800 range. Scouts BSA had 150. So, and I know that Bartle's running 1,200 a week, basically, for their 5 weeks. So when you look at it, we still had about 3,000 participants go through camp. Normally, I know we're around 8, but the fact that we had 3,000 participants still go to Scout Camp this summer, pretty huge. And as of now, I see a thing that just popped up. As of right now, I have not heard of any COVID outbreaks from any of the camps. And yeah, exactly. I mean, we keep our fingers crossed, but I think the way camps were run, the safety, the buffs that everybody got, we made kids wear their masks. We practiced social distancing. We had a sanitation crew that was going around to all the restrooms that were spraying them down and trying to keep them clean. The machines that they used to spray tents after every camping session to defog them and to clean them up. The council went to real extents to make things as safe as they possibly could. And I just want to say congratulations to the council for doing what they did. And again, from a bear camp standpoint, we had a very, very successful camp and it was a lot of fun. So I just want everybody to know that the council did an excellent job of trying to take care of the participants, and we still had good numbers and ceremonies went off as planned and everything looks good.
Good. That's great to hear, Mike. Thank you for that update. I appreciate it very much. Thanks to all of you who put in to make sure our kids got to camp, and even if they didn't get to a council camp, at least got to go do some camping and get some time outside this summer. So I appreciate that. I know we've got some folks on here who dedicated a lot of time to day camp that got canceled, and I appreciate all their efforts too. I mean, it's just because the camp doesn't go off doesn't mean you didn't do tons and tons of work to get ready for it. So Jerry, I appreciate all the work that you put into that, and everybody that works on those things. And you know, we'll get it together hopefully next year and have a great day camp. I'm really looking forward to that. So, and I know Bill, you do a lot of work on day camp as well. So I don't know, Jerry, I don't know if you know Bill, you may know each other, but I want to make sure you guys get to know each other at some point. So, okay, I'm going to close the Cub Scout room and bring everybody back if they're not back already. So I'm going to close all the rooms here. They will close in 60 seconds. So Alan, in 60 seconds, you should have a flood of people in here that you can close your roundtable and we can get on with our evening.
Okay, we're going to end with a fun little activity and a song. So I'm going to practice my best Scouty voice when everybody's back in here.
Okay.
So I'll let you mute everybody when they're back.
Okay. You're going to practice your Matt Bacon voice from back telling everybody every morning.
That's it. I think this is a great success. I'm impressed by the number of people that showed up. It's encouraging to see that much participation, and I knew the combined district would be a strong district, so I'm really happy to see that.
Yeah, it's really nice. I'm shocked actually by the number of people, so this is great. And maybe a lot of people just looking in curious as to what we're going to be, and hopefully we put on a good show for them tonight, and they enjoyed it. So, and we've got.
Well, that's not the first time I've been called a curiosity before, but thank you.
Somebody texted me and said, you're doing a good job hosting the Hollywood Squares. So,
oh, it's going to get better here in a moment.
Yeah, they should all be coming back. So, yep, here come all our Cub Scout folks all coming back into the room.
Boop, boop, boop.
See them all popping back in here. Okay, well, I'm going to assume that everybody is back. I'm going to mute everybody again because Alan has a closing opportunity for us here. Thank you all for participating in your breakout rooms. I look forward to hearing how things went in your breakouts after the meeting. But for now, I'm going to mute everybody, and then Alan, you'll have to unmute yourself when I do that. So hang on one second.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the closing part of our program this evening. I really want to give thanks to those that helped present, those that offered information, and those that are helping to make Scouting a better program for the youth that we serve. So we're going to do a little fun activity here before we're going to sing Scout Vespers, or should I say, I will be the one singing. I'd like you to sing along with me at home. I'm going to put the words up on the screen. So I'm going to share one last screen for you. And I want you to reach out, take your arms, reach out to your fellow Scouters on your left and your right. Join hands, if you would, please. And join me. Softly falls the light of day as our campfire fades away. Silently each scout should ask, have I done my daily task? Have I kept my honor bright? Can I guiltless sleep tonight? Have I done and have I dared everything to be prepared? Go out and have a great Scouting week, everybody, and we will see you at the September Roundtable. Good night.
Good night, everybody. See you all later.
Good night, guys, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Good night, RJ.
Bye, guys.